I refer to Matt as the father of modern sport marketing because before there was analytics, there was consumer research. So what Matt did is Matt brought the science of marketing and married it to the art of marketing. And that's what to me, his major contribution.
Matt Levine is a visionary sports industry leader who has earned national prominence through his strategic insights, team, league, event brand development, licensing and analytics, technology innovations, and management team building capabilities. But in the beginning, getting his foot in the door was frustrating.
My most memorable sports experience related to securing my first client in pro sports. And the first team that would listen to me. My feeling was that because of my experience in consumer packaged goods marketing and also a familiarity with airlines marketing through my wife, who was the highest level woman executive in the whole airline industry at the time, back in the 70s with Continental Airlines. I felt that I could help teams increase their attendance by applying consumer packaged goods marketing and airline marketing principles. And so I picked up an LA Times at the end of the 1973-4 season, and they listed all the NBA teams with what their attendance had been and what the capacity of their arenas was. And I calculated they had only sold 52% of their seats. And I said, these people have a problem that I can help solve. So I knocked on doors. Horace Stoneham was the owner of the Giants at the time. He never responded to me. Franklin Muley was the owner of the Warriors at the time. He never responded to me. Charlie Finley was the owner of the A's. He never responded to me. And I was about to give up. You know, I had written one-page letters. There wasn't any internet. I was thinking about sending them telegrams. And finally, Franklin Muley, in the summer of 1974, decided to give up the reins of running the team to a professional general manager. And he brought in a fellow by the name of Dick Vertlieb, who had been the first general manager of the Seattle Sonics, and who also had experience on Wall Street, which influenced how we met. So I called up Franklin Muley's assistant, and I said, Nancy, I haven't been able to get through to Franklin Muley. She apologized. She said, but yeah, how can I get through to Mr. Vertlieb? She said, well, he's not, doesn't have his family here yet, but he is here every night after 7 by himself, and he wants the phone to ring at his desk. And him, being an ex-stockbroker, he always picks up the phone. So write him the same one-page letter you sent, and 3 days later, call him at 7 o'clock. So I wrote him the same letter, saying how I thought I could help improve attendance. And I called at 7 o'clock, and he picked up the phone, and he said, oh, Mr. Levine, I have your letter here on my desk. It was very interesting. I was going to get back to you. We spent 2 hours on the phone, not talking about business. All we talked about was the history of the NBA. And we talked about all the old players and the all-stars and the coaches and the owners and the things that pro basketball had gone through. And he says, you know, we should meet one another. And a few weeks later, we had dinner, and after that dinner, he hired me. And that changed my life.
He is the co-creator of the first United States-based professional 3-on-3 basketball league in New York, D.C., Baltimore, and the San Francisco Bay Area. He was the managing director for Source USA, serving 60-plus sports franchises, along with their league commissioners, for the National Football League, Major League Baseball, the National Basketball Association, and the National Hockey League. Matt was also the executive vice president of the San Jose Sharks, where he achieved industry-leading merchandise sales.